Ben Hunt isn't
Cardigan.
Ben Hunt isn't concerned after the weekend's loss, but admits the Broncos still have a lot of work to do.
I think we're in a pretty good position, really. I know everyone wants to get into that top four, but we're still working out a few things about ourselves. I've only been back for 2 weeks. We've only had 1 week really with our full side together. And the thing is with Reece, he's just an ultimate competitor. When things are going right for a team, he feels like he has to step up and just staying in his role. And yes, he's probably overplays his hand now and then, but he's come from a good place of wanting to win and do what's right for the team. I think he'll be all right, the big fella. He's trained with us this week so far, and I think he just got a bit of a bump on his leg and he'll be right.
Yeah. All right, Reece Walsh, love the way that he plays. He's got so much X factor and he's a star of our game. But, Ben Hunt mentioned there that he kind of overplayed his hand a little bit the other night. How do you guys see this?
He did a couple of occasions, but that's the way he's played. Obviously, with the more experience he gets, he just wants to score off every play, right? And you've got to love that. You don't want to coach it out of him, but he's just got to pick his time and place. And watching him in the last couple of weeks, I watched the Broncos closely, and if he didn't play some of those games, they wouldn't have won.
He turned their season around when he returned from injury, no question in the world.
Yeah.
But then last weekend, that performance, and all the great players always say, you've got to limit the difference between your best and your worst. And with Reece, it's not even from game to game, it's from moment to moment.
Yes.
And he's at that stage now where he's 23 years of age. I think he's played close to 90 NRL games already, and he owes it to the team to try and pull back on moments where some of those bullet passes or different things. Like, I agree totally with what you say, because his magic is what brought them to life this year. But, Gordy, if there are to be a hope of winning the comp this year or next year, Reece does have to grow up a bit.
Yeah, but Crawls, he's an entertainer. I said today, he's like a David Warner. He'll hit 100 off 60-odd balls, but he might nick the next one. That's just what you're going to get. You can't laud him one week for being spectacular.
But the great ones do, Dog. The great ones do mature, and he's at that age now where it's probably time for him to try and get some of those mistakes out of his game.
I think you're both right. It's a natural progression. Like Billy Slater, he had errors in his game and he kind of threw the pass a little bit too often when he shouldn't have and played low percentage footy, and then all of a sudden he just put it all together over time, matured into one of the greatest fullbacks we'll ever see. It happens. Like, it's part, even with halves. Look at Galvin. His biggest, we said last night, was overplaying his hand. He goes out on the weekend, you can tell he pulled it back a lot. And you still want to see all this brilliance, but, and you don't take it away from him, but it's up to him and just his maturity, his progression to change now.
If Madge sucks the spirit out of that kid by saying pull back, I think it could ruin his career.
I don't think it's necessarily. Again, it's maturing, Dog. It's like Ray said, and I think at 23, it's time that he can.
Well, Madge has had something to say about the way in which they play. We have shown we are tough enough. We've beaten the Bulldogs twice. We were trying to go around Para. And passing to go around them rather than playing through them. You can't play too cute in the NRL. You have to earn the right. Gordy?
No, that's 100%. You've always got to earn the right in rugby league. The Dogs aren't the top of the tree. I think they're real challenges against Melbourne in the next couple of weeks, because that's probably going to be the benchmark. You'd say Melbourne and Penrith. So it's how they go against those guys. But they're lacking in the forwards. I said that early, and Payne Haas is injured at the moment. So without Payne going through the middle, they're probably one real big guy short in the middle. That's probably why they can't go through.
That was a critical loss on the weekend too, because when you put it in perspective, it puts them 4 points still behind the Warriors, doesn't it? So you're running out of rounds to pick up those points. Now the Panthers have jumped ahead of them. That could be season defining in the fact that ends their top four hopes.
It wasn't just that one game. I think you could probably go back to the start of the season where they might have lost their
But they were on a roll since Reece came back.
They've won 5 in a row. I don't think we should jump all over them right now for losing one game to Parramatta in a tight one. But, yeah, Crawls, you are right. That top four spot might be just a mountain too high to climb right now.
The boys were divided last night about Payne Haas and whether he should be rested. Do you guys have an opinion on this?
100%. He looks like he needs a rest. Before the game, there was that vision. For weeks now, we've spoken about this. I think that, we've spoken previously about the fact that Madge, he flogs them. He flogs his players, he works them hard, he did it at Souths, he's done it everywhere he's been, and he's got take that into consideration right now because he's digging his heels in over this and he's saying there's nothing wrong with Payne, we're going to keep playing.
There is.
Gordy, you spoke about it last night.
I always say, because it's a totally different area than when I played, but when someone gets a head clash, father and son rule. If that's your son, would you make him play? And that's the way. And I think Payne, watching him play, the way he's played the last 5 years, he's been in everything and he's done a lot. And if they can't afford to give him 2 weeks off to get himself right and find out his problem, they're not going to go deep into the finals. So if he keeps on limping off and getting injections or whatever he's getting and can't get through the session, Brisbane have no chance. So they got to bite the bullet now, give him a rest, because if he's firing at the end of the year, they're a chance.
Gordy, I spoke to Payne Haas in Origin camp.
Yep.
He said he hasn't been right since round one, but he doesn't require surgery.
No.
So he said it'd be a long rehab that would get him fixed. So having 1 week off in round 22,
2 or 3.
I don't think it's going to fix the problem 1 week. He'd have to have 3 or 4 off. And I don't think they can afford to do that right now, given we're so close to the finals. The point I'm trying to make is 1 week, as you guys are suggesting, won't help nor fix Payne
There's
Haas.
also an emotional rest too. Like Buzz made the mention last night. I thought it was a really good point about the Panthers. Like, did Ivan really want to rest them, or did he do it because it was in their best interest when his players came back from Origin?
But they might have
and
just...
Melbourne have done that in the past. And you say, OK, well, they need Payne out there to make the finals.
So what if he
but
pulls
Gordy's
his quad,
point
pulls
is,
his groin or pulls his hamstring and he's out for 6 weeks?
it's no use having him at the finals if he's not at his best.
Anyone can get injured. The Panthers rested their players, and good luck to Ivan, but that's probably because a week did them the world of good. I don't think Payne Haas's lower back problem is going to mend with a week out.
Well, look how good Gordy's come back after a week.
Yeah, 2 week off, dog.
Mate, you look so fresh.
I think you need
You
a
look
month.
$1 million.
You need a month of beauty sleep.